Somehow I couldn't bring myself to do the Good Friday meditation in brilliant sunshine. Here's a meditation imagining thoughts of Mary Magdalene after watching Jesus die. It was over, finished. 33 years of life, 3 years of ministry, 7 days of turmoil, 6 hours of agony, finally ended, and I couldn't believe it. Yes, I know that sounds daft, having stood there and watched him die, having seen them drive the nails into his hands, having watched the spear thrust into his side, having witnessed his dying breath. What else did I expect, you may ask? What other outcome could there possibly have been? And I understand all that, for I knew he was dying. Of course I did. Yet when it finally happened, when the end came, I was numb, unable to take it in, paralyzed with grief. It just didn't seem possible that this man, Jesus, whom we'd known and loved, whom we'd trusted and followed, who had been the very centre of our lives, could have been taken from us, snuffed out, never to be seen again. It wasn't that he hadn't prepared us. You could never accuse him of that. He'd spoken of death until we were sick and tired of hearing it. And we honestly thought we were ready, that we'd taken it all in, come to terms with the inevitable, steeled ourselves to face the worst. But we hadn't. And when it came to the wire, the theory was one thing, the reality was something else. I realized as we stood there, the tears rolling down our faces, our hearts torn in two, that we'd always expected him in the final chapter to come up smiling, put one over on those wretched Pharisees and show them who was boss. But of course it wasn't like that. Nothing like it at all. It was over, finished, just like he'd said it would be, and I couldn't get my head around it. Couldn't make sense of it whatsoever. Yet there's one thing I've held on to since that awful moment. One memory which has brought comfort even in the darkest hours. And that is those last words of his. The cry he uttered with such dreadful yet confident finality. "It is finished," he shouted. "It is finished." Words spoken not in sorrow, not in anger or weary resignation, but in a tone of sheer thanksgiving. It is finished.